Very happy to have Julie Blais-Comeau here, etiquette expert, to talk about the flu and workplace flu etiquette specifically. Good morning to you, first of all.
Good morning, Jeff.
So here's the thing: I have the flu, so I'm going to keep my distance a little bit. However, we're still within 6 feet of each other. And you've got some interesting facts on the table.
Yeah, and I really respect the fact that you're thinking about the 6 feet, because within 6 feet of each other, do you know, Jeff, that if I cough, if I sneeze, or even by talking, I could be exposing you from 10 to 100 million viruses. And it only takes 2,000 for me to be sick. So I really appreciate it. You know, 1/3, 1 out of 3 of us is going to get the flu this year.
1/3, so full 33% of us will get the flu. And then possible infections per day was another number I saw.
Yeah, 50. 50 possible infections a day, so that's a lot.
One of the places you're really going to need to think about is the bus.
Yes.
Any public transit, you're really going to be exposed. Is that what you're thinking here?
You know what? I'm thinking over here that it's with the handshake. So you're at the office, and you know, maybe you're not feeling that great because the flu, FACS, is an acronym: fever, aches, chills, tiredness, and it comes on suddenly.
Check, 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 check. Yeah, that happens.
And so you could say to your client, you could say to your colleague, you know, if you'll excuse me, I'm really happy to see you, but today we're not going to shake hands.
So yes, now that's one thing, and that I've done that. I did that with you this morning. I've done that with everybody for the last little while. Said, excuse me, I have the flu, and some people have insisted to shake my hand. I'm like, please sanitize. You know, I just sanitize, but please sanitize after. But I think the person who has an illness or feels like it's coming on maybe has a personal responsibility.
Absolutely, and so does the employer, right?
Right.
We all know that person that comes into work and wears their illness like a badge of honor.
Yes.
So you really want to be careful of that, because if you think of productivity at work, if you think of absenteeism, even when you're sending your little one to daycare or at school. So you really want to think about all those facts and all those numbers.
So the other thing being that I just feel like a lot of people are under a lot of pressure to come in when they're sick. I mean, it's an unspoken pressure, but you kind of get the manager saying, okay, when do you think you'll be back? Like it's the first thing they ask, right? It's like, I don't know, I'm sick, I don't know. Like,
yes, and we're in 2013, Jeff, so you can use, you know, from work, like your computer, there's so many ways of still being productive from home without making everybody sick in the office.
How about, okay, say I'm not sick, I'm watching everyone around me, I was responsible, I got the flu shot.
Yes, and you know what? Rick Mercer has a great rant, and what he says is, get the prick, don't be it.
Right.
So,
right, and he's right, and that's basically the basic message there, to make sure that you're protecting yourself for your own self, obviously, but it's a responsibility I think we all bear.
Yeah.
Let's say that I'm not sick, I'm at work, and everyone around me is like sick. How do I approach this? How do I deny shaking someone's hand because I know it's a bad time of year?
Yeah, and you can simply say, and you know, Jeff, this way of not shaking hands doesn't just apply when you're sick. Maybe sometimes, you know, for reason XYZ, someone at home is undergoing treatment and you want to decline a handshake. You know, can simply say to the person, you know, I'm really happy to see you. I'm not feeling very well today, so, you know, we're going to forgo shaking hands. No explanation necessary.
And the other person's happy, believe me.
Absolutely, you know, and you may have your own personal reasons and you don't have to disclose everything. Etiquette is about making sure that we all live together in harmony.
Etiquette a lot of times is about honesty as well.
It is, but sometimes a little white lie, like if I'm not feeling well, but because someone at home is undergoing treatment, I don't need to disclose all of that,
of course not.
What's going on.
Right.
Yes.
So let's talk about, we have people at work who do this. They grab out the wipes, sanitize everything before because if you're sharing a workspace, it's brilliant.
Yes, and you know what, this little clicker, you know, I'm a presenter, so I give workshops on professional etiquette. Well, that's the first thing I do when I get there. And you know, any equipment or the keyboard or the microphone, anything that I'm going to be using, I've got these, like, you know, and I have the smaller packages. You have to do that. You want to protect yourself, you also want to protect your loved ones.
My first radio job, the news guy would come in. I was working weekends in a small town, and the news guy would come in with a can of Lysol and just spray literally everything. The microphones, I always thought the engineers would be freaking out. But there he was. He's like, do you know what we do here? We touch everything and we talk into microphones. We have a job. Really, where we're in very close quarters with everyone. So people in broadcasting especially radio, have to watch out for that.
Yes, and you know, that famous tissue is a disposable tissue. You know, I'm a mother. My sons are older now. They're 20 and 25. But when they were little, right, I'd say blow your nose. And then if the older one, let's say, is eating French fries and ketchup comes down here, what would I do? I'd take that tissue and I'd go back. And you know what? It lives for 2 hours in that tissue.
Oh, no.
When you blow your nose at work, dispose, and then
We have
sanitize.
garbages. It's 2013. We really do. And then finally, really quickly.
Yes. Well, you know, so you don't cough, use cough drops because
Yes.
it's going to suit it. And this is my favorite
I love
trick,
that.
Jeff. You know what? Yeah, for 2 hours,
It's
no
the
drops.
best.
No drops for 2 hours. And this, all of us that are going to be doing some business traveling, you know what? I put on the mask.
I've
Everybody
done this
looks
before.
at me,
I know you look weird.
but
It's
you know
true.
what?
I've done
I
it.
know I'm going to get there. I'm going to get to LA, and I'm going to be able to speak. I need to be able
The
to
other
speak.
thing is, I've done that when I'm ill.
Yes.
Because I don't, when we get on a plane or something like that, I just feel guilty, really guilty about it. So I've done that. I've put the mask on when I'm ill. At my doctor's office, they ask you to do it if you have a cough. They ask you to put the mask on. So there you go. There's some flu etiquette for you. Julie, thank you so much for sharing the wisdom with us. Just remember that, and remember some of those facts. 1/3 of us will get the flu, and you can catch it within 6 feet of somebody who's coughing or sneezing.
Or talking.
Or talking. Yikes. Stay well, my friends.